All right, today we are diving deep into one of the tarot's most powerful and, let's be honest, sometimes intimidating archetypes, the Emperor. But we're not just going to rattle off a list of keywords. No, we're going to get to the heart of what he represents through a story about creation, about chaos, and about the sheer force of will it takes to forge order. This quote, "This gets right to the absolute core of the Emperor. It's the critical difference between having a beautiful, floating idea and creating a tangible reality. It's all about taking that wild, boundless energy of creation and giving it the bones, the framework it needs to actually exist in the world. And that is exactly the problem our hero is up against." So, let's meet Charles. Charles is a writer, an artist, you know the type, a total dreamer. And his study? It's like a physical manifestation of his amazing imagination, just filled to the brim with potential. But there's a problem. All that creative energy has kind of spilled over. It's everywhere, and now it's actually getting in his way. And you can really see the source of the chaos here. The energy that came before, the Empress, is all about lush, fertile abundance. And she definitely left her mark on Charles's study. It's full of life. But that life is now running wild. The ivy is literally tangling up his pens, covering his books. His creativity, without any structure, has just become a beautiful mess. And Charles knows he needs a totally different kind of energy to move forward. So, what does he do? He summons the next archetype in the journey, the Emperor. And in the Deviant Moon deck, which is the inspiration for this story, he is not just some king on a throne. Oh no. He's a mechanical titan, all gears and steel, sitting on a throne of solid stone. His gaze is just absolute. There is zero softness here, only power, only authority. He is the answer to Charles's beautiful chaos. So Charles does the summoning, and the Emperor's arrival is anything but subtle. It is a complete and instantaneous transformation of his entire world. The energy shift is so intense, it feels like it changes the very laws of physics in the room. And wow, this just shows the impact perfectly. Just look at this shift. Everything soft becomes hard. That comfy, mossy velvet chair, it snaps into stiff, high-backed leather. Those dreamy, flickering gaslights, they stabilize into a steady, brilliant white glare. And that wild, beautiful ivy, it's instantly carved into perfect geometric shapes. Just like that, chaos has been given form. Ambiguity has become absolute clarity. These are the first words the Emperor speaks to Charles, and they are just perfect. He's acknowledging what's already there, the spark of that initial idea from the Fool, the soil of creativity from the Empress. But then he immediately lays down the gauntlet. He introduces his domain, architecture, the blueprint, the plan, the structure you need to actually build something that will last. Charles, probably feeling the need to sit up a little straighter, starts to question this imposing figure. And it's through their conversation that we really get to the heart of what the Emperor is all about, in his own words. So what's really going on behind this armored exterior? Is this just about being bossy? About having rigid rules just for the sake of it? Or is there something deeper, a more profound purpose to all this intense energy? Well, the Emperor is about to lay it all out for us. Now this is the key. This is the big reframe. We so often think of structure as being limiting or rigid, but the Emperor sees it as something else entirely. It's protection. He explains that structure creates safe boundaries. It's a stable container that allows for real, sustainable growth. It keeps the good stuff in and the chaos out. I absolutely love this metaphor. It's just so clear, right? The Empress gives you the raw, life-giving energy, the water. But water without any direction? That's just a destructive flood that washes everything away. The Emperor, he provides the pipes, the channels, the systems that direct that water and turn it into a power plant. He transforms all that raw potential into focused, productive energy. Okay, let's look at the symbols on his throne. First up, the ram's heads. This connects the Emperor to Aries, the very first sign of the zodiac. And what is Aries all about? It's the pioneer, the one who starts things. This energy isn't about sitting around waiting for the muse to strike. It's about initiative. It's the discipline to sit down at your desk at 8 a.m. and command the work to begin. It's about making things happen through sheer force of will. And next, look at the Ankh scepter he's holding. The Ankh is this ancient symbol for life, but look at its shape. You've got the circle of the spirit world held up by the cross of the material world. And the Emperor's point is clear. If you want to bring anything to life down here, you have to play by the rules of this world. And what are those rules? They're budgets, schedules, deadlines, plans. Your grand spiritual vision needs a practical earthly framework if it's going to survive. So you can kind of boil his whole vibe down to these core rules. He's the divine masculine, and that's not about gender, it's about the archetypal energy of logic and structure, the stuff that builds entire civilizations. He's fatherhood, the one who provides clear rules, not to be a tyrant, but to create a safe space for everyone else to grow and thrive. And finally, he is the mountain, unmoving, stable, completely reliable, providing the solid ground that allows others to climb to incredible heights. And this might be his most profound statement of all. In a world that can be so chaotic and uncertain, the greatest act of compassion, the greatest mercy, is to create stability. See, order provides the peace that allows everything else, spirituality, creativity, freedom, to actually have a chance to flourish. Without the emperor's solid foundation, you can't build anything else on top of it. As the emperor gets ready to leave, he gives Charles one final command: build your walls strong. This whole experience wasn't just some intellectual chat. No, it was a direct call to action, to immediate, tangible, real-world action. And Charles, he doesn't waste a second. And here's exactly how that wisdom gets put into practice. The big lesson, a dream needs a deadline, translates into action. First, he physically trims the ivy. He creates order in his external world. That clarity then inspires an internal system. He organizes his chaotic journal with a strict table of contents. And a result? It's immediate. It's undeniable. For the first time in a long time, he's actually moving forward. And this just says it all, doesn't it? Charles has fully integrated the emperor's energy. He's taken all that boundless creative potential and finally given it the architecture it needed to become something real. He's made the leap from being a dreamer to being a builder. And that brings us right back to you, because the emperor's lesson is universal. It's about applying that structure, that discipline, that order to the things we're most passionate about. So the real question is, for you, whether it's a project at work, a personal goal, a new habit, where in your life do you need to build stronger walls? Where is it time to stop dreaming and finally start building?